I'm going to do my camera settings so I can go in tighter
Okay, that sounds good.
because I found out it could work. I think it worked. Yeah. Oh my God, it worked.
We- uh, it worked really well. You're in really tight.
Really?
Welcome, welcome.
Good heavens.
If you're watching the replay, I'm glad you're watching the replay. So far, we only have one person watching live, and they haven't commented yet, so I don't know who they are. But um, anyway, we're glad if you're here live. We're glad if you're here on the replay.
And I am glad to be here with you.
I'm glad you're here with me too. It's way more fun than just being by myself.
Oh, on that note, next week on Thursday, we are having our power turned off at 8:30 a.m. to get a new box.
Ah,
You
yeah,
know, the
we're supposed
new.
to have that happen sometime in the next 30 days. That's the warning they gave us. We're going to put your smart meter in. Well, it's a
Yeah.
smart meter that they're putting in the next 30 days. I'm like, I don't really want a smart meter, but I'm not going to pay 169 plus 16.99 a month to not have one. So,
Really? Hi,
really.
Sherry. Good morning
Hi, Sherry. Glad you're here.
or
Yep, that's what it
afternoon.
costs if you want to opt out.
So, Lisa, let me show you a couple of things. This
All
was the
right.
book. This was the book I was going to show you.
Uh huh.
Um, the ephemera
Oh, yeah.
storage book. Do you want to make me big?
Yes, I do actually. Thank you for saying something because I was just thinking I can't see that very good. So you use file folder to make the
I used
pockets?
file folders because that's what I had.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Um, and dictionary pages, and she just puts it together with mailing tape.
So, how is it like an accordion book? It
Yes, it
almost
is.
okay. Well, I thought that it looked kind of like that.
Yes,
How
it
awesome
does.
is that?
So it's two-sided.
Yeah, yeah. I need to make one of those.
I
What?
know.
I know you're not just using dictionary paper. That would be too thin. Do you have something in between the dictionary paper?
Yes.
Hi, Susan. So good to
I
see
had.
you. It's been a long
Oh, Susan,
time.
hi.
Welcome, welcome. I was waving at you, but you can't see me because I've got Barbara Big.
Um, yeah. It's dictionary pages on a chipboard kind of cardstock.
Okay, so it's fairly sturdy. I thought it looked like it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It,
definitely need to make one of those.
it's not terribly thick. The pages
Yeah.
are not terribly thick.
Well, I was thinking it looked like something about as thick as a file folder with dictionary paper on it.
Could be that. You could definitely do it with that.
Yeah,
And the
because
pockets are all file folders.
I have a bunch of file folders.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
okay, so how many pages are in there?
Well, I've got one, two, three. Well, I've got covers that are heavier. So one, two,
Right,
three, four, five, six um
and then the covers.
flips, and then plus the covers.
Okay, but you get 12 sides because you got it on.
Right. Because you got it on the
Yeah,
inside of the covers.
that's awesome.
It is. It's quite awesome. Oh, they fall out though. Be careful.
Okay. Well, and it's neat that you can fold it out so you can see more than one page at a time.
Yeah, you can. Right. I
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay. Maybe I need to work on making me one of those after I get through with my little page.
Well, I think you could. I think people would like having one. I'm
I think
happy with it.
so.
So I want
I
to show
think
you
that would be
some
great.
I want to show you some printouts that I did while I'm here.
Okay. While I've got you big, this is a good time.
While you've got me big, I'm going to go in just a little bit more on this one.
Are these Louisa Heinzel's?
These are the Louise Heinzel ones that I just downloaded
Her
this
work is so
week.
beautiful.
Isn't that pretty? It's called
Yes.
Dried Gatherings. And then I already made some cards out of, she had 4 to a page that were just straight for journaling cards. So I've already made some greeting cards out of those.
Hi, Kimberly. We're glad you're here. Welcome, welcome.
Kimberly, hi. And I want to show you one other printout of papers before we get started. And this is from Susan Taylor Brown from her Etsy store. Is that pretty or what?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You know, now that I think of it, it looks a little bit like that paper that Julie.
Was it Julie?
Yes,
yeah, that's what I was
Julie
thinking. It looks like what Julie was showing us.
It does. Look at this.
Oh, those are beautiful.
They are
I
beautiful.
want to do some of that too, but not today because I'm not in the mood to go out and gather up stuff in the middle of this.
Right.
I'll work on making an ephemera book instead.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's all I had to show you. You can make me not big.
Okay, I'll make you not big.
Aren't those pretty colors on those papers? I'm just really happy.
Yes, they're beautiful.
I think I'm going to use some of this in my page today. My next page is this color.
Well, I'm going to make a closure for this, and that's the first thing I'm going to do.
I don't know. It's not exactly the right colors. Huh. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do then. I'm not going to do that.
Now I'm going to try and see if this will work and just go. Oh, it got really skinny, so it obviously had not been cut straight.
Oh, yeah.
That's
pretty fabric.
It is pretty fabric. It's some I bought a long time ago, and I have some somewhere out in the studio just like it. But Hannah was getting rid of some things, and it wasn't enough to for her to make something out of. When we got it, I gave her half of it because I thought she could make a journal cover out of it if she wanted to. And anyway, she decided she wasn't going to, and so she gave it back to me. So I didn't have to go out in the studio to find it. I still a long way from getting all that stuff in here. Okay, and then I'm going to stop right there before I get to the end. I'm going to tear back this way because it's not long enough. It's not long enough. So I've got this. And
what are you doing with it? What are you
I'm going to make a tie for my book.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put, well, I'm thinking this will work. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just do it like this. And then I'm going to glue this down on this side.
Oh, uh-huh.
And then I can wrap these around. Well, it's not quite long enough to do that. Let's go this way. Yeah. Anyway, I need to get that glued down first before I do anything else. So it'll stay put. Thanks, Kimberly. I'm trying to remember. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby, but I'm not positive. It was a while back.
So I don't know. Doing a little book page on live stream is strange.
Well, it's time for strangeness.
Time for strangeness. Why not?
Okay, I'm just going to let that hang out over there right now while it's gluing. And we're going to choose a page. And I've decided I want to use this little sticker. It says, "We can do hard things."
Oh, good.
And I think I'm going to use this as a little pocket. It's a paint chip. And then I
All
had
right.
these all just stuck like this. So I may use these little things too, or at least one of them. But I decided that was just sitting around, and I thought, okay, that I'm going to use that, and then I'll find other stuff out of my boxes. That'd be pretty on this page. But it kind of doesn't show up much on there.
Oh, these are
Fun
all
to
those.
do a flippy page.
Oh, yeah. Flip out.
Yeah.
Change.
Gives me a little more place to work. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to,
It's pretty.
I need to figure out something to use as a, oh, I got some of these. Maybe I could make one of these into a something to go in the pocket. Well, they're all
Miss
upside
Allie
down.
K is in the house. Hello,
Hi,
Allie.
Miss Allie. So good to see you. I like that one. Will that fit? I really wanted to use this one, but it's.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's really. It reminds me of Dr. Seuss,
Yes,
but it's cut out
the
here.
Lorax or something.
Yeah. Of course, I could put it over there. But I think maybe I'll use this one. Will that make a... Yeah, I think it will. Okay. We're going to use that. You have no idea what else. Okay, I'm going to hopefully cut this sort of straight. Put it right here. Let's get this. Nope, tear it because the rest of it's torn. Having trouble making decisions today.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tear this because the bottom's torn and the top is cut, and it's, of course, cut wonky. None of you would expect me to have something that was cut straight, so
Nope.
You're not surprised if it's cut wonky.
Nope.
I can probably tear straighter than I can cut. That's really sad.
I almost think I could throw this whole little box of junk out.
Well, there comes a point when you've used out of there and used out of there and you've rejected those things enough times that you might as well just
Right.
decide, "Oh, I'm not going to use these. I'm going to get rid of them."
I know.
Okay, where's my
Tiny little. I was looking to see if I had one more little thing. Put in there. Got these leaves. They're the same color as the background though. Those are nice. Mutter, mutter. Oh, these are nice. These are always nice.
Well, Hannah and I are going to have a little adventure this weekend.
Are you? What are you doing?
Well, I have decided it's time for her to do a little practice driving on the highway, but
Oh,
not in town. It's just too getting on and off I-40. It is busy 24 hours a day because it's it's I-40, and that's the main highway in town where you would go, someplace. And so I don't want her driving on that right off the bat.
uh-huh.
But I do want her to get some practice, driving on the highway. So we're gonna go and just take off and drive, um, like just start driving
How
and
fun.
go visit some little towns around, and then turn around and come back.
Well, isn't that
And
neat?
so we're gonna do it going north of town on Saturday, and then we'll come home and sleep, like let our house be our hotel, and then we will go south of town on Sunday, and that way we can see different areas, and we're finding some like historical markers and stuff like that we can stop at, and so I think it'll be fun. And
That will
there's
be a
some,
great adventure.
eat at some little diners or whatever. If we find an antique store or something, we'll stop and look at that. So I think it's going to be fun. And we both need just to do something different.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we got the put the dog in the, well, we haven't yet, but we're going to put him in the kennel so we don't have to worry about him all weekend,
Oh, that's lovely.
and he'll get some practice for being in the kennel for when we go visit TJ at Thanksgiving. So
All
okay, come
right.
on, scoot over a little bit. Anyway, I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking
I
at
think it'll
some
be
maps,
great.
and she's always wanted to just drive, and she loves old cemeteries, and she's wanted to just drive and go see some old cemeteries. And there's not, there's like big national cemeteries, and there's you know Civil War cemeteries, all these things that are all down south, too far away for us to go to right now, that are the only ones you can find on historical maps, or
Right.
maps that show you historical places,
Mm-hmm.
because those have all been they have been designated as historical places. And so, but we just want to go to little towns and go to their old cemeteries and look around. And the first one we're going to go to is Boot Hill, which is um, it's from back when there was not much law, and, they just buried people. You got enough. That's where they buried all the bad people. Let me just put it that way. And the good people went to other cemeteries. And so the gunslingers and stuff like that, outlaws, were all buried at Boot Hill. And so we thought it'd be fun to go to Boot Hill and look at that. That's gonna be it's not very far away, and so that'll probably be our first official stop, because it's right out by. There was a little town called Tascosa, and that little town is where they start. Somebody bought it when when it went, it went belly up because it was just a tiny little town. And I don't know, what happened, but somebody bought it and they turned it into what they call Boys Ranch, which, was a place for boys who got into trouble and needed to be straightened out, or kids who were orphaned or whatever. But it was specifically for boys because it was a lot easier to find homes back then for girls than for boys, especially boys who were in
Right.
trouble.
Right.
And so they started this, that now they have girls there also. Um, and they have, it's a house, they've always had house parents that, live out there, and they would have several of these boys living with them. And they have a rodeo every year where they show off the skills that they've learned and things. Uh, and it's, when I was a kid, we used to always go to the rodeo and eat barbecue and watch the rodeo, and it was fun. Haven't done it. Well, I haven't done it since my kids were born. I think Darren and I went with mom and dad once, before we had kids, but we haven't done it since we had kids. Um, and I think it'd be a fun thing to do, but we just haven't. Anyway, so we're gonna go out there. We went out there once. I don't think Hannah went with me that time, but I went out there, and because these boys are now raising some alpacas. And so our weaving guild went out there and we showed them how to use a drum carder and a spinning wheel and hand spindles, and so that they could spin their own yarn out of their alpaca's fur. And one of the things that amazed me when we do like history fairs and all that kind of thing, and I show how to spin on a spindle, the girls always love to come and watch, but the boys are the ones who want to try it.
Uh-huh.
And they're the ones that'll sit there and stick with it until they figure it out. Like
Uh-huh.
10 to 13-year-old boys. Anyway, that's about the age group of kids that we were working with out there, showing them how to spin their alpaca and all of that. That was such a fun day. We had so much fun.
I
And
bet that
then
was fun.
it was. And then they had some alpaca fleeces to sell. And so we all bought a fleece too while we were out there. Um, and that I've got out in the studio, and it's behind and under some stuff. I've got to get it out because I haven't worked with alpaca in a long time, and I'd really like to. I haven't done anything with raw alpaca. Everything I've done with alpaca has been part of something that was that I bought that was already in a form easy to spin. Except for when I worked with those kids and their alpaca. That's the only time I've done any with just right off the animal alpaca. And so I need to get out there and do that because I'm really wanting to do that. But anyway, we're going to stop there. That was what I was getting at. And they have a little historical museum, the Old Tascosa Museum, that is in what was the courthouse or whatever at that time. And so we're gonna do that to start out with. And then up in Stratford, which is quite a ways up there, it's about an hour and a half away from here. It's not any place that, well, I take that back. Close to Stratford, we went and picked cotton that one of the ladies that's in our guild has a cotton farm. Well, it's a ranch because they raise cattle too, but they also raise cotton. And we went and picked cotton out of her field to spin. And that's up by Stratford, but that's the only time I've ever been up there. But anyway, our chiropractor's sister has a diner up there. And so we thought we'd stop in and eat at that diner just for kicks. And so anyway, we're going to have fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
I got to get some ink, and it's not here because I moved it when we were going to set up this printer, and I never have brought it back. So I'll be right back.
And I see Brittany came in while we were busy talking and going on a mental trip, girls trip.
Hey, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Good to see you.
And Susan
Less
is going
than 2
back to the
weeks.
This page is not exciting me yet.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Not exciting me at all.
Well, so far I haven't done enough to find any excitement in mine either, but I like what I've done so far. It's just I just put some tissue paper over the paper. That's all. It's nothing, not a lot of art to it, but anyway, we're gonna put that in the pocket. Susan's going to the balcony. All right.
I might need some different kind of. The season is already changing, and I don't want to put tulips on this page.
I can understand that. We're already thinking fall.
I know. I'm already thinking fall.
Well, now I'm wondering if I really want to put that in a pocket or if I just want to use this kind of as part of the backdrop and just glue it down.
Yes. I like that.
I do too. It's
And
not
then
what
if
I
you
thought I
want
was
to,
going to do. It wasn't the plan, but I like it. So that's what
no,
we're
I
going to
like
do.
it a lot because that's such an interesting form. I don't want to cover it all up.
Brittany says she had a doctor's appointment Wednesday and her blood pressure was high. It rose higher while she was there, so they had to do blood work and went back to check again. So she may get induced earlier. Okay, sweetie. Well,
Oh,
we'll be praying. We'll be praying. I know with Hannah, when I was in there, my blood pressure was high when close to the end, and they made me do a blood sugar test and all kinds of stuff, and all the tests came back, no problem. But but they were worried that maybe I was developing gestational diabetes or something, but I wasn't. It was just of being a very careful doctor, and it was just being in there that was stressful, because it had. I remember that appointment. It was such a hard. I had a trouble getting the person who was supposed to take care of Ethan while I was in there couldn't. I don't remember why. It doesn't really matter, but they couldn't take care of him, and I had to find somebody else really fast, right at the last minute. And so I was kind of stressed out, and I told them all that, but they still wanted to do all these tests just to check. And anyway, I hope that everything's okay. But it sounds like you've got a good doctor who's taking things seriously, so that's good. I had to go back later because I didn't feel like she was moving when we got really, I guess it was about 2 weeks till her due date. Well, or till the cesarean was, we had a planned cesarean with her. But anyway, I had to go back I called him and went in about 2 weeks before that because I was scared because I couldn't feel her moving, and she'd always moved a lot. And
mm.
and she had this habit of doing, I thought, in fact, I went in twice in the pregnancy because I thought she was having seizures because I could feel it in my uterus.
Oh,
And after she was born, I figured out what it was because she would lay there and she would just kick her feet just as fast and hard as she could. And that's what
oh,
she was doing inside me when I thought
God.
she was having a seizure.
Ow.
Oh, goodness gracious. It didn't hurt, but it was scary. But anyway, the doctor said after they did a sonogram, they put me on monitors and all this stuff for a while. And he said that she was fine. She wasn't moving, probably because she just didn't have any more room because I'm very
Oh,
short. So
that's funny.
it's like, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to know. I think I'm going to put some leaves over here. I think maybe some of these. Let's see. Find this.
Let's see here.
Okay, I think I need some other small ones, so I'm gonna have to doodle on those real quick. I'm not gonna do anything fancy, just a little something something. But I think leaves on that side will be fun. And I have a bunch, so
Here's that shape that I sent y'all in the same Six
oh yeah.
Wednesday. This is called the Classical Labyrinth, and it was found on a coin in Crete. And it's also, if it's reversed, it's the Hopi symbol for Mother Earth. And I ask you, how on earth did a symbol like this that's identical show up on opposite sides of the planet in ancient times?
Well, they were moving around the planet a lot earlier than we give them credit for. I know that because they found, you know, old things that they didn't think could possibly have moved from place to
Mhm.
place in archaeological finds. Um, they thought they must have been brought later or something. Anyway, so I guess that's possible.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know what, there are probably other possibilities too. That's just the one I can think of right off the bat. Well, I'm glad that the baby's good, Brittany, and I'm praying for you every day, and I pray that you're gonna stay good too, because mommy needs to be healthy too.
Mhm. Hmm.
Okay. Taking so long on this page, I may not get much done.
You
Um,
know, that's the thing whenever I'm doing this on Sundays with Tanya, I'll spend the
yeah.
whole darn 2 hours doing my little page. Ridiculous.
Oh, Brittany said she had her last day working in the office yesterday, so she's working from home now, and then she'll be off the rest of the year. That's good.
Ooh,
That'll
that's
help.
good. That's a good time to be off. Now, am I sort of liking this better?
Hey, Dana, glad you're here.
Tina, hello. Okay, we're going to do back. I'm kind of covering up all the nice stuff on the page.
Yeah, but it looks happy.
It does. I left the last one without anything. It does kind of look happy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe these just need to be all. No. Maybe I don't want them. Let's see what else we can find that we might want to use instead.
Sometimes these double pages are hard to do unless I have an idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you come to the table without an idea, then you got to try to come up with something. That's kind of where I am too. Let's see.
Well, now see, I'm one who likes the simpler better.
I like that better too.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah. Because those black and white things were kind of getting lost.
Mm-hmm. And then that leaves my background showing, which I like, on a page that has a nice background.
Yeah.
And it kind of clusters this in the thirds. Oh, I know something else that could be in there.
She's got an idea.
I do. I have an idea. I have something that could go in there. Well, yeah. I think
Dana
those are.
says I prefer using double pages, probably because I started out scrapbooking that way. Yeah, I can see how that would influence, you know, what you do from there on out.
Dana,
I
I
didn't
prefer
do enough
doing double.
scrapbooking.
Yeah, I do. I like double pages better too because it's hard for me to just do one page and then not know what the other page is going to not create a whole design. Is that how it
Yeah,
is for you?
I don't mind doing single pages, but I want them to, when I do the next page, I have to think about what's on the other page. Does that make sense? Because I want them
Mm-hmm.
to be sort of like they belong together, even if they weren't done at the same time.
All right, I'm going to lay those things down and then see where I'm called.
Okay.
I know I want some words. I'm working up a sweat in here, Lisa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got my fan on, so I'm doing okay that way. Yeah, I bought me one of those little fans that stands up like this. It's just a like a
Oh yeah.
tower, I think's what they call it. And and I just have it set on a low setting but pointing straight at me, and so it helps a lot. Okay, now that's all gluey.
Something that I can make all gluey here.
Okay, somewhere I had something that was on freezer paper.
Okay. Alrighty. A little paste this here.
Well, all right, I'm just gonna not let it lay down. I need something plastic. I need something plastic. Here. Okay. Put that under there. I don't want it to glue itself to whatever I stick under there. And so, stop. Okay, sorry. Okay, I need something over here, and I'm going to put this on here because I don't think, well, I could put it right there. But I think I like those just like they are.
I like that.
I think I'm in a simple mood today, too. Okay, so there needs to be something else. Something else.
Okay.
Make this. I thought I wanted to be a scrapbooker, but I didn't.
So
I
how
bought
many?
all the stuff and I had tons of scrapbooking stuff. And I was going to make scrapbooks, for my kids and start with an ABC book and baby books, a whole 9 yards, all going to be scrapbooks. And, and I just never, I worked on some pages and I just was never, they just never made me happy. I was like, this is not fun. Why do people do this? This is just not fun. And
Well,
I just
it's
put it all aside. And my sister loved it. She's done lots of scrapbooking.
oh,
But I just didn't like it. My friend who I got all the stuff from, I got it cheap because she gave it to me at her cost. She sold Creative Memories.
oh, nice.
So, that was really nice of her. And I bought a ton of stuff, but I just never enjoyed doing it. And I think now it's because of my perfectionist streak. And there's something about scrapbooking that makes me think it has to be perfect. And, the art journaling and junk journaling and that kind of stuff doesn't. And that's why it's fun for me because I can't cut straight. so,
Yeah,
so my scrapbook pages were never going to be perfect.
yeah.
And so I just, I gave it up years before I figured out. It wasn't until, 20 years later almost that I figured out why I didn't like it. But in the meantime, the kids had lots of stuff to play with when they were young. I just let them go at all the stamps and the ink pads and the scissors and the paper and the stickers and all the stuff I had. I just let them play with it, and they had a little blast playing with it when they were little. And then when they got to where they could both draw pretty well, neither one of them cared to use it either. So I sold all the stamps, I sold all the ink pads, I sold all the scissors. I, just got rid of everything that was left. And of course, now I kind of wish I had the stamps and the ink pads, and.
Sure.
Um, but because I could use them with what I do now, if. But anyway, I just sold them in a garage sale. I was like, I'm just getting this out of the house. And it was the right thing to do because it was, a long time later, probably at least 8 or 10 years before I discovered what I like to do. And it would have just sat there all that time. And that way somebody could be using it. So,
Right.
hi, Julie.
Julie's
So
here.
glad you're
Hey,
here.
Julie.
Okay, I think it needs a little something else. Maybe some fibery something. Hmm. It's great, isn't it, Julie? I love what she's doing too.
Oh, thanks, Julie.
There's that. I had somewhere in here another little bitty bit of something. Where did it go? I know it's in here because I tossed it in here from off of the floor right before we started. Well, I think it was right here.
Okay, I can't decide.
Okay, I'm gonna have to move this over here where I can look through it easier. It's silly to do that and make my back hurt just because I'm lazy.
Ah, there you go. You said it. I didn't.
Well, I tend to tell the truth, even if it's on myself.
I like that better.
Mm, That's weird because I can't find it. There's another little piece of that I could stick down.
This stuff takes me so darn much time. I just can't ever believe it.
Well, it always ends up beautiful, so it's okay that it takes a while.
These little things were on the outside of a mailing from, was it Paint Girly Lori? Did she send me something, or was it Janice Johnson? I
don't
now
know.
cannot remember. But these were on the her doodles on her envelope.
Oh, uh-huh.
Maybe I need a little ink around those guys since I've got ink in other places.
Okay, I better see if that's important.
Sherry, I way simplified it from where I'd started. My eye was having trouble finding any place to go on the page.
Sorry, I got having a guild meeting tonight, and uh, they were telling me something they need me to bring them a check for. I'm the treasurer, so
Ah,
we've got a pretty big library of weaving and spinning books and magazines. And the there's a place called the Emerald Art Institute that is here in town, and they've agreed to house that library for us so people can get to it easier because it's always been at somebody's home.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice of them, and it'll make a big difference. And they've got a big weaving, I guess, school. It's a room. It's part of the. They've got pottery and wood carving and all kinds of different sections where you can go in and take classes to do these things. And weaving is one of the things. And a lot of our members are members of that school too, so that they can go there and weave on all those big looms. And so, that'll be easier for members to have access to it because there's somebody open at that school Monday through Saturday. So you don't
Nice.
have to go and say, "Oh, can I come to your house and dig through the books?"
Right.
And the guy who's been holding them the last few years, he spends his summers in Colorado. And so during the summer, you couldn't even go get anything. Um, and so now, he doesn't have to fret that he's keeping people from, being able to access stuff either. So that's good. Okay. I think I need some black string to go under this as well. I think I have some black thread
Yep.
in my bedroom. I'll be right back. I'm going to go look and see.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Oh.
We'll hold down the fort for you. Okay. These guys need this stuff. Has chat frozen, Julie? I don't know. Has it frozen? I don't think very many people are saying much in chat. Probably because we're totally engrossed in this silly page.
Oh.
My brain, I don't know if my brain can do two things at once.
Somebody talk on chat so that Julie knows it's not frozen. So we know it's not frozen.
That's right.
Okay, Dana's here. Just nobody's chatting. All right.
That's okay. I'll take a quiet morning.
Well, one good thing about that is that we don't have to feel like we have to be looking up every 2 seconds because we're going to miss something if we don't.
Right. Dana has a headache. Oh dear. I'm sorry.
Yep, I like that. I mean, I don't like that she has a headache. I like this.
You're right.
I am sorry you have a headache, Dana, because
I knew what you meant.
for a lot of my life, headaches and migraines were the bane of my existence. And I'm so grateful I don't deal with that so much anymore. But it is not fun. Okay, this is what it looks like.
Oh, Lisa, we can do hard things. I like it.
But I got to leave this under there while that glue under that doily dries. Okay, now I got to find. I'm gonna. I think I want. What's the size of your ephemera book? I'm thinking I might need something that's really relatively big. Bigger than a journal I would work in.
Yeah, you might. Let me look what it is real quick.
Thanks, Julie.
Hold on.
Julie wants to know if those flowers are Tim Holtz dies.
They're not Tim Holtz dies, Julie. Is that Julie?
Uh-huh.
They're not Tim Holtz, but they are dies that I just got in a thing from Amazon. So, Lisa, in answer to your question, this is 10 inches, 9.5 inches tall, and 7 inches wide.
Okay. So it is a little bit bigger than it looks on the, on the camera.
Right.
That's, yeah. Oh, Dana, I'm so sorry. Oh, that reminds me, y'all. I need
Oh,
your prayers very badly. A good friend of my family, she's in her late 80s. I'm not sure exactly how old she is, but she's older than my mom. Her kids are older than I am, but I've known her all my life. Her name's Pat, and she's been living with her daughter for quite a few years now, but she fell and broke her hip, and it is
oh,
not one that she is not a surgery candidate, and she's in
oh.
horrific pain, and I don't, just makes me want to cry. Well, I have been crying about it. But pray that they can find a way to alleviate her pain. I'm afraid this means they're going to have to put her into, skilled nursing center, because
Oh,
I
no.
don't know that her daughter can look after her at home anymore. And that's going to
Oh,
be so hard on all of them. Anyway, just pray that the Lord will relieve her of pain. Um,
oh, Lisa, I'm sorry
However
to
it has
hear.
to happen, if it's pharmaceutical, if it's a miracle, whatever. Uh,
I'll take a miracle.
just, I'd take a miracle. Absolutely. I would take a miracle. And knowing Pat, she's probably thinking, Lord, just take me home, because I'm tired of this. But her family, that's not what they're going to want. We want to keep people around, even when it's not what's best
Right.
for them. So, but anyway, be praying for her. Her name's Pat. She's a dear, sweet, sweet lady. Okay, I'm going to go find me a book to use the cover for. Okay, this is kind of a sad book. It's in really pitiful shape, but it's nice and big.
Nice and big. Perfect.
Yeah, it's 8 by 11. So I think I'm going to take the covers off of this.
I think I had
And,
book covers that I used to start with that I just
yeah, and
cut.
then I'm going to decorate them, and that's where we'll start today. Thank you, Julie. Okay. Maybe just. Well, maybe not. Okay. Need a cutter, like a box cutter. This is. I guess I could use an X-Acto knife, but. I guess I'll have to use an X-Acto knife, because don't see my box cutter.
You were talking about scrapbooking, and I did a few pages back in the day, but it was too precise. It had to fit
Yes,
a
exactly.
pattern,
Exactly.
and I never really enjoyed that.
I didn't either, even though I tried very hard to enjoy it, because
Yeah,
everybody I knew was enjoying it. It's like,
I know.
and those people are still enjoying it. Now scrapbooking their grandkids, and they're having a blast. And so I say good, but I finally I finally let go of feeling guilty that I bought all that stuff and then didn't, enjoy it.
Well, I think I still have everything that I bought then. I still have a lot of 12 by 12 paper that
Well, and
never
it's
is
all usable for what you do. A lot of it is still usable
absolutely
for what you do. Yeah.
totally usable.
Okay. Hmm. And like I said, if I had discovered my passion earlier, I would have kept all that stuff. But
Well, to me, I'm thinking that it was probably a step that we needed to take on the road to figuring
yeah,
out what our passion really was.
well, we needed to know that it wasn't that.
Right.
Brittany says, I used to like scrapbooking when I was younger, but I chose to make a journal for Kelsey instead of a scrapbook, and I'm going to like it so much better, I think. Yeah, I think I would have loved, doing that for my kids. I've got a baby book for him where I put everything up till he was 3 years old when Hannah was born. And nothing else got put in there afterwards. I had pictures, I had everything. When she was born, I got the same girl who gave me a baby book for him that was Darren's sister. She gave me one for Hannah too. And I just have Hannah's in a bag, and I just threw stuff in there because I'd never had time to do anything with it. And it's still just like that. I don't even know what's in there. I think her baby teeth are just thrown in there, everything. I mean,
Oh
it's
my
just,
God.
just
Well, this
oh
thing reads,
dear.
if you ever should get bored.
That's right. I could just go look through that and laugh at myself.
Yeah, Julie, I took a few scrapbooking classes too, and it's like you go to the class and you buy a kit, you get a kit with a class, and yeah, I still have those I think I might have torn those scrapbook pages apart. In fact, my large scrapbooking stencils that I have, they're about to
Yeah.
go to the recycle supply party at the library the next time they have one. So that's how long I kept things. Ridiculous. So I still need words.
Let it go.
Let it. That was
It be the theme of the day.
no. This was my one last week. Let it be.
Oh yeah, that's true. Hmm.
I'm not wandering far from the. Here is celebrating summer.
Oh,
This
that would
was
be good. Oh, you've already
this is
done
the
that one too.
no. This is the one I did in on the 20th of August. That's pretty. I like that.
Okay, I don't think I've ever had a book that was as hard to get the edges to be trimmed for use as this one. Okay. Well, this is definitely going to have to be completely covered in something.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I did with this. In fact,
yeah.
Laura Gregain had sent me a whole packet of, I guess, Timmy papers or some kind of scrapbooking papers
Uh-huh.
for my birthday. And these were in it. So they made great covers.
Yeah.
And then I just used
That's
dictionary
beautiful.
pages to cover the inside of it because it's nice, big, easy to tear at the right size. All right, I need to look for some words.
I think I'm just gonna use this for my inside covers. And then I can have something come around it over the edges from the outside, whatever I do on the
Yes.
outside. This is just pages where I stamped off when I was jelly printing.
Those are
Put the green
great
one on the
inside
front.
covers. So Dana, say more about that. It's hard to go from paper trimming everything to torn edges. Tell me what was hard about that. Since I made that cut too, but I'm not really aware of what I went through to do it. I know one thing I went through to do it actually. My paper trimmers, I had those little paper trimmers, Fiskars and stuff like that with a little thing that goes down a groove. I
Yeah.
never could get them straight. I never could cut straight. So now if I cut anything, here's my cutter.
There you go.
I cut with this, and I cut with a quilting ruler, and I cut with this cutting board.
Hannah asked me yesterday, did I have a rotary cutter? And I said, yeah, but I don't think it's a very good one because I've cut paper with it. And I don't even cut with it very much because I can't get it to work right. And I think it's because I'm left-handed. And
you put the blade on the other side of it.
Yeah.
You know, those things you can hang them lefty or righty. So here it's for right. For me, right-handed, it's on the left side of the thing, but hang the blade on this side.
Okay, I didn't know you could change them.
Yep, you can change them and put a fresh blade on, and then you'll be very, very happy.
Learn something new every day.
With your rotary cutter. Type A personality, Dana says. So I like clean lines and neat layouts. Have a hard time layering too much. It's crazy. Well, no, I hear you.
It's not crazy. If that's what you like, it's what you like, and that's great. Just go with it. Just go with it.
That's why I took off most everything that was on this page. Everything that was in the middle, except for these stark lines, I took it off.
And I'm going to be real honest with you. I love looking at scrapbooks. I even like looking through the books of different layouts. But I did not like doing it. Because it doesn't come natural to me, I guess. And because it felt like work when I tried to make it.
So, Julie, did you also do this with your rotary cutter? Did you have a quilting ruler? Because even with a ruler, because if you have a big wide ruler like this, you may have to stand up to do it, but you can just really put some pressure on that. But I have to say, Dana, in honor of straight lines, this is what I usually cut. I usually tear with this, which is still a pretty decent fine line.
Yeah.
But
well, I tear a lot of things with this.
Yeah.
So it's got that kind of torn edge, but it's pretty straight. But I also have a tear ruler that makes things purposely not straight. I like them both. So
yeah. Just a regular metal ruler. Julie, try a quilting ruler where your rotary blade, see how thick that is? So the rotary blade goes against that thick plastic edge. And you probably are going to be happier with your cuts. Sophia's here. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Sophia. So glad you're here.
some of what I have in my art studio now is from my quilting studio, except I did buy myself this one to put in my art studio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
it
think it's
never
wise to have one that's not for fabric, not
exactly.
try to
Yeah,
not try to use the same one.
right.
I
You
mean, it's
need
like
that.
scissors, you don't want to use your fabric scissors on paper, or once you do, you're kind of stuck with them for paper. That's why I was telling Hannah, I don't know if it's any good or not, my rotary cutter, because I don't think I've ever cut fabric with it.
I'm gonna at least sign this page.
Okay. There's the inside front cover.
Oh, nice.
And
9/28. Gosh, September is almost over with, you guys. Can you believe that? Even when I doodle, Dana says, I try to make my circles perfect and my lines nice and not jagged. Well, doodling, that's another thing. I love torn edges. Now, I'm not going to say I like torn edges best, but I like torn edges. And I mean, the kind of misshapen, like these. I like torn
yeah,
edges like these. But
I
also
do
like the
too.
nice
But y'all
little
already know that
thick.
about me because you see it all the time.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay.
I did a couple more of these since I saw you all last. Can you see that?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that cute?
It's funny. It almost looks like it moves on that metallic paint when you
I
turn the.
know. And then I did this one.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty too.
that's one of my
You do
favorite ones.
beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, yeah, your lower back. Thanks, Julie. Julie, Dana, you don't have to do anything. However, you can practice doing something a different way sometime and see how it feels. And if it feels good, do more of it. That's
Yeah.
my philosophy.
And if it doesn't, then you know that that's just not
That
what you like.
if it doesn't, quit doing.
I spent a lot of time the first few years I was doing art journaling and stuff like that, trying to do what I saw other people do. And I liked it when I saw them do it, um, but I didn't. It either didn't look right to me when I did it, even though it looked basically the same, or I just didn't enjoy doing it.
Hmm.
Or I never thought it measured up. I mean, it was like run the whole gamut of all those emotions. And I finally decided, okay, I'm just gonna not worry about. I'm gonna take what they do, and then I'm gonna do whatever looks good to me, and not worry
Hmm.
about it.
Hmm.
So, um, I'm trying to remember who it is that says it, but she says, "You just do you, boo. Just you do you, boo, and be okay with it." Sometimes it takes us a while to figure out what we like too. You have to kind of go through that sometimes just to figure out, no, that's not what I like. Okay.
Okay. Getting stuff back off my desk.
Well, let this sit and dry now. I put too much glue on. It was too thick, and so it's wrinkling. Well, we know it's going to stay down. Let's try to look on the bright side here. Okay, now then, for the outside of this one,
Is this an Embrace Beautiful Chaos Day?
it can be, but that doesn't look like chaos. It's beautiful,
No.
though.
It doesn't. It doesn't look like chaos. I made up pages of all these words and printed them off larger in a different font.
Yeah.
And
Exactly, Sophia. She says it's fine to copy others' processes and learn the skills they have to share, but ultimately it has to represent your choices and likes and acquired skill, etc. It's hard to learn to let go like you did, though. It's a process in itself. It is, and it's a year. It's a a several years process. It's not a I think today I know what 6 months later you've got it all figured out. It's not like that.
maybe I found the right one.
What's it say?
Start each day with a grateful heart.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm going to go wash out my brush here real quick
Me too.
so it doesn't get hard before I get to the other side.
Me too. Let's see. I can tear. Tear.
There are upsides and downsides to having your arting space in your dining room, but one of the upsides is you can go to the sink and wash out your brush right then.
That is good, isn't it?
It is. It's a blessing. I'm happy. Okay, now then, what do I want to put on the outside? Do I need to take this off? Yes. Okay. I think maybe a jelly print. Let's see if I can find something that makes me happy.
I'm going to add to this quote.
Well, that would be an interesting starting place, and I could collage on top of it. That would work for the front, maybe. I could use that one for the back, since they're both green, and it's just, like I said, a starting place. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll make the covers today, and then next week I'll start on the insides. Okay, I'm going to take those two little buggers and stick them up here so I don't lose them. I'm going to move this off of my table so I have some room to work. Okay. I want enough to cover around, but I don't want to cover this all up or in some kind of weird way. So I think.
You mean to curl around the edge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what color? What color? I think I need a dark blue. I need to find my cobalt blue. I finally got the rest of my order. God, I made an Amazon order, and this one company that shipped stuff to me shipped the wrong item. And they finally figured it out and got the right one, a re-inker.
Hannah ordered some socks, and they were black with little flowers all over them. And it looked in the picture like the flowers were embroidered on there. They weren't, but that's what it looked like. Anyway, and it was called Women's Flower Crew Socks or something like that. And when they came, we took them out of the box, and the little label said Women's Flower Crew Socks. But the socks in there had huge yellow and orange smiley faces on them.
Oh, no.
She was like, okay, this is wrong. And they said, please tell it, if you want to return them, tell us what's on the package so we'll know it was the wrong thing. I said, well, what's on the package was right, but what was inside the package was wrong. And so I took the pictures and showed them, Anyway, it was funny.
Maybe I just want all that open space at the top. I have a choice of this or this.
Put it back up at the top. Let me look at that again.
I like them both.
I do too. I kind of like it on the bottom the best because it looks like that leaf is growing out of it. And I kind of like that. But either way, it's going to be pretty. So
I was thinking I like this because I like all this open space.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like it that way too. That's the way. That's got my vote. But it looks great both places. It does. It does.
Julie is back.
Hey, Julie. Okay. Not sure what's the best way to do this. I think I'm going to put the glue on here and then lay this down on the paper and try to get it centered. If I lay the paper on top of it, I won't know if it's centered or not. So she's whispering.
I'm just talking to myself here.
That's fine. You've got us now wanting to know what you're saying to yourself.
I'm repeating this phrase over and over.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, do you want to be there? It's like I almost don't want to add anything.
Well, it doesn't have to have words.
No, I know.
Okay.
Andrea is here. You've been here for a whole minute.
Hey, Andrea.
Teresa's here.
We're so glad y'all are both here.
Teresa
I'm
is
sorry
here
that we've been
too.
looking at other stuff and didn't notice you. We're very glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
People have been saying things. I like the top and open spaces. Wow, she came in a whole 2 minutes ago.
We're
I like the
bad.
top and open spaces. I like top and open spaces. Huh.
It sounds like she likes both too.
I'm sorry, Julie. Lower back stuff is terrible.
It is horrible. Okay. Now then, for this, I'm going to use art glitter glue instead of the Mod Podge stuff.
Ooh, that's pretty stuff. I'm going to put it there, I think.
Okay, go for it. Glue it down.
Glue it down. Just do it.
Just do it. Do it.
Just do it. Make it stop. Teresa's been watching from TV. Ooh, she's watching us on this big screen. Do y'all want to see something funny? Something really cool? Let me change my camera and then go get something, which is right out here in the hallway.
Okay, I'll put you big when you get back.
Okay, when I get back. Wait till I get back.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. I've been wanting to show you this, Lisa, because it's so funny.
Okay, let me make you
I'll
big.
be right back.
All right. Oh, look how neat her room looks compared to mine. Oh, I'm not going to show you my room, but trust me when I say hers looks neater. Every time I get something done, I have to end up turning around and changing things. So, oh, how fun is that?
A friend came for a visit. Is that wild?
Did she paint it?
Yes. No. Yes, she painted it. She painted it, and she actually had, that was a picture of us when Linda got her computer in 2010, so it's old. I still have brown hair. And my friend Maury up in Seattle, and she sent it to a place called paintilio.com, and they make it into a paint by number, and then they they mount it. You know, it's all big mounted. They mount it, and stretch it, or whatever you call it. And they send it to her with all the paints and the brushes. Isn't that cute?
Really cool. Is that's your kitty? I'm assuming.
That was our first kitty. That's my angel kitty.
Oh, well, your angel kitty's beautiful.
She's my angel now. Isn't that cute, Teresa? It's so huge. I mean, she took this out of the box, and before we saw what it was, I said, "Oh my God, Maury, what did you bring us? Not a piece of art we have to hang." Of course, Linda put it up here over my desk, and I'm saying, "No, not over my desk." Anyway, I'm putting it back out in the hallway. I'll be back. You can make me not big.
Okay. That's a fun gift, though.
Well, I mean, who can resist?
But then you got to figure out what to do with it.
It's back when I look cute, right?
I think you're pretty cute right now. I do.
I'm cute. Yeah, anyway. So it's about the size of our TV screen. So I usually just prop it up against the TV screen, and then it looks like we're on TV.
There you go.
Cute. Okay, I'm going to switch back.
Okay.
Switch back. All right. Back to the fun part.
Thanks for sharing that with us, though. It was fun.
Well, I thought you'd appreciate that. I mean, everybody needs a larger than life size portrait of themselves in their living room, don't they? I mean, I've always wondered about people. Really, I've always wondered about people who do that. You know, they have a larger than life size portrait of themselves in the living room, or they have one of those things where it's like 6 different views.
Yeah.
What? Who does
You
that?
didn't know that was going to be you, and it wasn't even going to be your fault.
That's not my fault.
Maybe that's why other people have them too, because somebody gifted them.
Maybe. Oh, that's funny.
We'll have to be less judgmental about that now, huh?
I guess I will now that I'm guilty of it myself.
Oh, Teresa's going back to the balcony. See?
Back to the
Teresa agrees.
balcony.
She says you're beautiful right now.
I'm beautiful right now. I know. Start each day with a grateful heart.
That's right.
That is me. Yes. Yeah, I posted it somewhere, Teresa. I can't remember where I posted it, where it was up in front of my TV in my living room. It's so funny. Oh, man. Very nice. So Linda was sketching the other day, and she made these little cutie pies.
Oh, those are cute.
I know. And a lot of the stuff went into the recycling bin.
They would make a cute scene if you just kind of, laid them out on the page differently.
I'm going to do that to something somewhere.
Yeah.
Sophia put an ostentatious, ridiculously ornate gold frame around it. Hang it above your bed. Oh God. Thank God I can't
Or in
do
the
that.
bathroom, even better.
She does a good job, doesn't she, Andrea? She's doing a lot of watercolor these days and having a good time.
It looks
She's
like
having fun.
it should be part of a children's book. It would be
I
beautiful
know.
for a children's book.
I know. I love the little birdie. This little birdie feeding her baby. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun to live with an artist. There's always going to be something fun to look at. Julie's got to go to work. Bye. Oh, dear.
Bye, Julie. Hope your back gets better and at least doesn't get worse.
Hey,
That's
Peg
what's scary.
Robinson is here. Hi, Peg.
Hey, Peg. Welcome, welcome. Did you get here in time to see the giant painting? If not, you'll have to come back and watch the replay.
Yeah, watch the replay. Rewind. Don't make me go get it again. Enough is enough. I think, Sophia, we're probably going to hang it in our little hallway. Right out here. We've got some quilts in the hallway. We'll probably hang it in the hallway. I kind of like, actually, I usually go put it out in front of the TV because it always makes me laugh when I go into the room. And I mean, why, what more do you want, right?
Exactly. A TV
Something to make
just sitting there doesn't do anything. So,
right. Something to make you laugh. So this page is in my little book number 5 that I'm doing with Tanya when she's in town. Now Lisa and I are going to do it on Thursdays.
Yep.
So this was
Okay.
actually the phone message book I made last year.
Oh, cool.
Kind of, you can see Tanya's style in it. And when I
Uh-huh.
retired the phone book at the end of the one we keep by the phone messages to write down
Right.
phone numbers. So I took the guts out of it and I said, well, look at this cute little book. I would just make that for my next little book because it's so
That was very
cute.
smart thinking.
I know. And
Oh,
now I get
oh
to
goodness.
enjoy it as a cover of a book. So this is my little book number 5.
Wow.
I know. All right. What am I going to do next?
I don't know. You could make you another ephemera book like I'm doing.
I could make more ephemera that's going into
Go
it.
in it. Yeah.
There are more people in the house now. Would you like me to show you my little ephemera book?
Yeah, let me make you big while you do that.
I could do that.
Because it's really cool. That way I get another chance to look at it too.
Yeah, you get to see my messy desk also. So this was Le Cafe Craft, Patricia. Her design, her never-ending ephemera storage book or something. So I just used 2 old book covers that we got from somewhere. And this is where, so it's never ending in as much as you can just make it as big as you want it. And, but wait, it opens the other way too.
I just think that's really, really clever. So I have to have one.
Really?
Everyone should have one, I think. So I'm going to make me one.
The thing about making the pockets, I could see making these pockets out of vellum so you can see there's something in there.
Yeah, that's true. That would be good. Or acetate.
Yeah.
Something it would I like I've seen a lot of them made with like page protector pieces or whatever, but they don't seem sturdy enough to me to feel secure. And I like the file folders because they seem to me like they would be secure.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are. Peg Robinson has a hop going up on a week from tomorrow for ephemera. That she's going to focus on ephemera, making ephemera in October.
Oh, how
So
fun.
I have a little video in that group. I'm
Well,
excited.
we will have to watch it.
Yeah, you will.
Hopefully, I'll get a notification because I should get notifications for you. So,
Oh, good.
I
Okay,
mean,
you can make me
I'm
one
signed
too.
up to. Oh, that is so pretty.
It
I
is
just
pretty.
assumed that was, your artwork. I didn't realize it was a piece, a piece
No,
of
it's a
paper.
it's a piece of paper from my friend Laura. Both of them. Pretty.
They are pretty.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know what I
What
want to
did you
work.
use to hinge the pages with?
Oh, I did what she did, which is packing tape,
Okay.
just mailing tape.
Did you do that after you put the dictionary pages on there or before?
I did it before.
Okay.
So it's just holding the boards of the book together with packing tape.
Yeah. Was this a workshop or just a video?
It's her video.
Because I was gonna say
I think
I might could go find it.
I think I posted it somewhere to you. Ugh.
Well, my
Dana,
brain's been so scattered. You may
Chelsea,
have, and I just missed it.
Peg can answer that better. Tell us again who made the original book, Barbara. The original book that I watched was Le Cafe Craft, and her name is Patricia. And the name of the video is The Never Ending Ephemera Storage. If you look up Never Ending Storage, you'll probably find it.
Okay, and what was her name again? I was putting something down, and so I missed her name.
Her name is Patricia, and
Patricia.
her
Okay.
and her channel name is Le Cafe Craft. And
La
she has a
Cafe
great
Crab.
French accent. And she's
Okay. Oh,
very
that would be
funny.
fun.
Yes. Yeah.
I think you posted that in chat
I did.
because I remember trying to go to it, and sometimes I can do that from chat, but for some reason that day I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why I didn't see it but now I remember you talking about the French. That's what reminded me that it was the.
Sophia's heading out.
Bye, Sophia. Thanks for coming.
And Peg, Dana is asking about Shell. Shell is taking a big back seat, caring for people at home.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that she has to do that, but grateful that she can. Because sometimes you can't take care of them at home.
Yeah.
And it's hard either way. It's hard either way. You
Yeah.
know, when my dad had spent like 8 weeks in rehab in a rehab facility, and of course we had to be up there all the time because you want to make sure they have good care, and that was very hard. It was easier to take care of him at home, even though we had to do everything, than it was to go up there all the time. Oh, at least that was my experience.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you don't have what you need, or you can't physically do it. If I had to do now for my dad what I did back then, I don't think
Mm,
I could physically do it.
I know.
But I'm grateful we were able to,
Hmm.
because his biggest fear was having to die in a rest home.
I think, isn't that all of our biggest fear?
I think it probably is.
I know
I
it's
was
certainly one of my big. Oh, is that it? Is that it, Teresa? Patricia's link for storage. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. I'm gonna try again, see if I can. No, I can't. Okay. I'll have to come back once this is uploaded, and it'll be a while because it takes
Yeah.
a while for it to upload from a live stream. But anyway,
I think I want to show y'all the cards I just made from
please do.
I just made some really pretty cards from these. I bought a DigiKit from Louise Heinzel. It's called Dried Gatherings. Aren't they pretty?
Yes, they are.
And these are the cards that I made.
Beautiful.
I just think they're lovely.
I can kind of tell in this one what you added to it, but I can't really tell in the first one. What did you add to it?
I just added the goddess and the feather.
Okay, well, that's what I thought in the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. I thought that might
And
be
this
what it was, but I,
couple pieces of fabric and the words.
yeah. Well, the fabric was easier to figure out.
Right.
The other incorporated so well into it, it was a lot harder to figure out.
I know.
But I
These were
always
just
like to know, you know.
yeah. These were just some things I had stamped off on tissue paper, or
Uh-huh.
actually probably napkin backs. Really simple.
Well, they look beautiful.
They do. That is just such pretty stuff. I'll probably have to do another set because these will go out the door pretty fast. And I'm so grateful to Anne Lair for helping me figure out how to get a good print out of my EcoTank printer.
Oh, well, I have an eco tank, so tell me how to get a good printout because I just barely got mine set up and I haven't even tried to print anything out yet. Well, I mean, not nothing in color.
Well, I can just tell you this because you're probably not using a Mac.
No, I'm not.
Wait. Peg replied to Dana about sorry she was distracted a bit. Shell is still dealing with many things. Please send her love and prayers. Yeah. She had planned to be back, but life is still kicking her while she's down. Oh.
Oh,
Oh. Yes, Teresa. Patricia is very French and she's very funny too. When she's going through her book, it's just hysterical. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Was I saying something?
um,
I'm bad.
about the printing.
Oh yeah, about the printing. Okay. So somewhere in your printing software, you have the ability to give fine tuning to your prints. So that's basically what you do. And
You
in
mean like
mine,
color tinting or like what?
color adjustments.
Okay.
So number one, for me, I the thing comes with a printer preference of Epson color.
Uh-huh.
And when I print that on mine, from whatever I'm sending to it, it's too saturated and it's blown out.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I have found by going down through the printer software before on every print, I have to do this on every single print. Um, I select color, I select advanced settings, and there I can find the choice of which color preferences I want to use. So I go away from um, Epson, and I have an Adobe because I have InDesign on my computer.
Yeah.
So I select Adobe color, and Peg is saying that her Epson would dry out and not print the colors well. So that's how I found to do it, Peg, is that there's fine tuning in there, and Ann Lair has a PC system, so she would be able to pace you all through it probably um, better than I can since I have a Mac. But she didn't know how to tell me what to look for either. She just said somewhere in your printer window when you select print on a piece. That's nice, Lisa. Isn't that pretty? You got your covers.
Yep.
She's ready to go.
Here's the front cover and the
Mm,
back cover.
pretty.
But I do think I want to add, something to them, but I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what. But you know me, I like to collage all the things on there. And if it's going to be an ephemera book, it should have ephemera on it, don't you think? I don't know.
Well, Peg, if you're printing on a Mac, I use Preview to print to look at my photos and print them. And in Preview, when you select print, there's a way to go down into there to get the advanced color settings and change them. If you have a InDesign or Illustrator on your machine, you probably have Adobe Color way too, and you might try that. What you got there? That's
Well,
pretty.
and I don't remember who now, made me a pocket and then they put stuff in it and sent
Oh,
it to me as a happy mail. And I was just thinking how cute that pocket would be right on the front there.
it is.
But then this would be wasted. And that's why I haven't
Oh,
used it anywhere.
well, yeah.
But I could unsew it
Oh,
and
yeah,
and
you
just put
could.
the front, on here.
Yes, you could.
But I just think that'd be cute on there. Live, create, tell the stories, what it says.
Ah, I like that. Sherry, I've had mine for almost a couple of years now, and my ink levels are only halfway down.
Well, that's exactly the one I have, Sherry. I bought it um like a year and a half ago. No, it was over a year ago anyway. Didn't get ink in it until this week. And I was watching somebody troubleshooting and they were talking about the ink drying out and they said that if you print at least one color page per week, you can keep it active.
Hmm.
So I thought, well, I think I can manage that.
Sure.
But I do typically, print a bunch of stuff and not print anything for a month or two, and then print a bunch of stuff and not print anything for a month or two. But I've always had laser printers before, but they're just so expensive. And the one that we got, and we didn't have it very long before Darren passed away. Um, but right before he passed away, it stopped working, and it was going to have to be taken in and have somebody look at it. And when we called and talked to the guy at Best Buy, because that's where we bought it, he said that they had a lot of people have trouble when they tried to use the refurbished toner cartridges.
Right.
And I said, you do realize that you sold it to me based on the fact that I could use those refurbished toner cartridges. You told me that I could do that. That's why I bought this one. And I was so mad. Anyway, we hadn't decided what we were going to do with it. And after Darren passed away, and I didn't want to buy new toner cartridges to go in it and then find out it wasn't going to work and ruin those, because it was like $300 for the toner cartridges. And so, and the printer itself just cost $450,
Right.
And so I was like, and so I just threw it away.
Oh.
I was like, fine, I'm not going to mess with it. I was in a mad, one of those grieving anger things where Darren should be here to deal with this and he's not, and I'm mad, and so I just threw it away. I literally had my son take it out and put it in the dumpster. And I know that's probably not what you're supposed to do with those kinds of things, but at that moment in my life, that's all I could do.
Well, it's what happened. It's what happened.
I'll be right back. I'm going to wash out my brush before it gets you.
Okay. I'm trying to think what I want to do next. I print 2 or 3 a week, because whenever I make an art journal page or whatever I do, like those 4 cards, I always scan them and then I put the print of that in my daily journal. Where's my daily journal? Somewhere around here.
Put a print of it where?
Huh?
After you scan them, you put a print of it where?
I put it, this is my daily journal.
Uh-huh.
So, the week at a glance. And then here were the cards I made yesterday. So I just do that and I talk about my art. So I just put a little print of it in here.
That's really good.
Yeah. Because nowadays I'm working with 4 or 5 art journals.
Yeah.
And so I usually make a note in this book. I didn't on this one, my autumn equinox page. Artsploration Mark is here. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. We're so happy to see you. Welcome, welcome.
So usually I say what book this piece is in. And I do the new moons, a week at a glance. I make my own washi tape for week at a glance. This is actually from a jelly print from Tanya, I do believe.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. My soul collage processes, just everything I work on. This is what I did for Peg and Art Joy of Sharing. Experiment and do a calendar each month, calendar page each month. This month is almost over with.
I know, it's amazing.
Almost over with. So,
I mean, it's almost October.
I know.
It's crazy.
Dreams. I write down dreams. When was this dream? I just saw another dream in here. July 28th. Oh, I didn't know I had that dream in there. July 28th. Oh, looky there. I got to write this down. Son of a gun.
I'll write it down.
She and Peg worked in 3 journals today. Yeah, see what I mean? But you don't try to do anything about keeping track of what you do where and when you do it or anything like that, do you, Peg? You just do things, and if you later run across it, you run across it. I don't know. What do other people do? Do you not want to I was kind of stuck. Dana, you were talking about being linear, I think, in your desires for work. Well, I was always very linear in my journals. I always did my art journaling all in the same book. Everything had to be in the same book until, I started being outside the book, doing something else, right?
Yeah.
So, no more linear. So, Peg, do you title your pages and keep track of where they are, what book they're in, or anything? Or I don't know. I wouldn't ever remember. Sometimes I don't remember when I have it written down.
Yeah, I don't always remember where I do what. When I'm in a nostalgic mood, I just pick a book and go back and look through it and see
Mhm.
whatever's in there, rather
Yeah.
than looking for a specific piece of art.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes I go back and look at a book and I think, oh my goodness, I should just throw this whole thing away.
Oh,
But I
wow.
haven't done it yet, but I feel that way sometimes. I did tell Hannah, however, that when I'm gone, only keep anything of mine that you actually love.
There you go.
Do not feel the least bit guilty about just throwing away the rest of it, because making it's what brought me joy, and it wasn't made to be. Nothing I make was made to be passed down and to posterity, except maybe my yarn. Um, but she would keep that anyway. So,
That's great.
but the other stuff, I was like, do not feel the least bit obligated to keep anything. Well, she didn't have to keep the yarn if she didn't want to, but that's probably what she would keep.
Oh, I would think so. I would think so.
But I'm trying to, one reason I'm moving everything into the house is just so it'll be easier for me as I get older, because I'm never going to be younger than I am today.
Isn't that the truth?
So I need to, try to make things as easy for myself. When she's gone, I'm going to need things to be as easy as possible, because I can't just have her run do this or go do that. Um, anyway, I told her, I said, when she said, I don't even want to think about that, Mom. I said, well, I don't want you dwelling on it. I just want you to know. I want to say it out loud so you know,
Uh-huh.
and you don't have to have any guilt feelings when you get rid of stuff.
Right. I put a note in one of my little books, my last little book that I just finished, well, just
Yeah.
a month or so ago, to send it to Andrea.
Oh, there you go.
Function of light, because I put a page in there that was dedicated to her. So there's a note in the front of that with her address on it. That it
That's
goes
a
to
good
her.
idea.
If anybody ever digs down into my stuff that long. So I made one new page since I saw you all last. I need to send this to Art Joy of Sharing. This is my autumn equinox page.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I like that.
I think I'm going to
So,
go ahead and put this pocket on the back, but not as a
ah,
pocket. I'm just going to glue it straight down as art
nice.
and take these clips off and just glue that down on the back.
It's pretty.
So I think it is. I've been saving it for something special.
Well, this
So
sounds good.
this will be the special thing.
So
It
in
makes me
chat,
happy
they were,
to be able to use it now.
yeah, in chat, they were talking about what they do with their work after they do it. So Peg says, I'm definitely not linear. I have tried dating my work in the book. That's funny.
Yeah, I try to do that too, but I don't always.
And then
I
Sherry
don't
says,
always think to do it.
I'm not disciplined enough to do that. Wish I was, but I know I'd forget.
I do pretty good dating things in my everything book and in the little book, but I didn't date today's in this little book, so I need to do that because it's a new book, so I didn't think about it.
That's right. Date your page today. So Peg says she works in a book until it needs drying time, and then she switches to another book.
There you go.
You've worked in 3 journals today. I'm impressed, Peg. My God. I am not that ambitious.
Okay.
And I've got this much left in this journal for this year. I better get busy.
Well, I think I'm going to let the front dry before I put that pocket on it, because I do want it to be a pocket and I don't want it to accidentally, it doesn't feel sticky at all. It just is wet. But I think the back one, I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the colors are perfect, aren't they? Look at that.
They are. It's just
What a
perfect.
nice accident. That's wonderful.
I think I may have to trim this just a little bit because it's just a little bit too big. It's a wonky pocket anyway, so I can't mess it up too bad. There we go.
I had a dream this week about an artist I used to know in my professional life. And it made me think that I need to bring more passion to my art. I don't know what form that wants to take, but that's what it made me think.
And what about your dream made you interpret it that way?
Just the fact that he was in it and he was going out on an assignment with his old film camera
Uh-huh.
rather than the video cameras,
Right.
which we all used, but he was going out with the tool of his fine art.
Yeah.
He brought that exquisite eye to his television news film. He's just so talented. And just having him walk through my dream just made me think about, well, like dreams made me think about the bright shadow in dreams. He definitely represents a bright shadow rather than a dark shadow or a gloomy part of myself, a bright part
Right.
of myself that I can't totally own because I could never be as talented as he is. And those are the things I say. And of course, it's false. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember the dream, right? So to
Yeah.
me, it's that obviously there's something in my own psyche that wants to come through to my artwork.
And is it because when you think about him and his work, you see his passion for it, or because he's talked to you about his passion for it? Is that what?
Well, he's a
Um,
symbol. He's a symbol of that passion for one's work.
right. But I was just wondering why he was a symbol for that. Was it because you've
He
seen his
was,
passion for his work,
yeah,
or
yes,
yeah?
because he was so damn good. He was so talented. It's like we see some people's art these days and we think, "Oh my God, that is so cool."
Yeah.
Or somebody's art really reaches us, really touches our hearts, or really
Yeah.
wakes up something in our minds, or anything. Any of those
And he's
things
one
that
of those
fine
people
art
for you.
can do. Yeah, we are all special in our own ways, says Peg. That's true.
It is
But
true.
just seeing him in a dream, his name's John, seeing John in his dream just made me think that maybe there's art in me that I'm not tapping yet.
Well, I'm trying to think who that artist was. She didn't do anything till she was in her 80s. She was a
Well,
writer. She was a
yeah.
writer.
Oh,
So you're just a baby, see? You're just now getting there. Got plenty of time to find what that thing is.
that's true. Plenty of time.
Okay, well, there's the back.
That's pretty.
It is. It's
Gosh,
just perfect.
those colors, it's such a funny thing that you just had those colors there.
Yeah. Sometimes things are meant to be.
They are. Boy, it just looks like it was meant to be. And then you have the other piece for the front.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God. That is so cool.
it is. I'm excited. That makes me very happy. But this one's still too wet. I put
Mm.
too much paint, I mean, not paint, too much glue under there. And so I need it to dry first. But I think I am just going to glue this down, on the edges. Of course, I could glue it all the way around because I don't know that I would actually put anything in it. But if I wanted to, I could hide something in there.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I think that's probably what I should do because it might not stay on well enough with just glue
On the
because it's such a
edges.
big thing if I just glued it down as a pocket.
Mhm.
So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Just going to go ahead and do it because this glue won't go through the fabric. It's pretty dense denim kind of fabric. So it was meant to be. That's right. And I know whoever sent it to me had no idea what I would do with it.
No.
But I wish I could remember who it was so I could show them what I did with it. But I don't remember. I just know that it came with a bunch of goodies in it, and I used the goodies somewhere else.
Sherry, I know what you mean. Sometimes she says, sometimes I feel it's hard to feel unique when so many of us are doing similar things.
Yeah, I've struggled with that, with wanting to be different, but still do the things I love, which is what a lot of other people are doing. So, yeah. In fact, it's funny because I've done some weaving and spinning videos, and I don't know why. There's a lot less out there on weaving and spinning than there is the kind of stuff that we all do. But for some reason that feels um I feel less. I don't know if less worthy is the right thing to say. I feel like I have less to say in that category, even though I know quite a bit about it and I love to do it, and it's a big, it's a very important part of my life, but I don't make nearly as many videos about it. And I think part of that is because most everybody who subscribes to my channel, they don't watch me for that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so it feels like I don't know. I don't know what it feels like. It just doesn't seem like it's as important. And it may be because I also have the Weaving Guild here in person, and so I have an avenue for that to share that with other people. Whereas I don't know anybody in my real life who does this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes me happy. Looky there.
That's beautiful. That's really great. I love it.
Okay. Thanks for
Oh,
inspiring me to make this book.
well,
Thank
yeah.
you, Barbara. I may have to look at it again next week so I can figure out how to make the insides, but I think I think I know how, and I may have the pieces cut out, so I
Mm.
don't have to do that next week. I can just start putting the dictionary pages on them. But I love the
Hmm.
dictionary pages for the background of them.
Yeah, it's a good basic background.
Yeah, it is. Oh, well, I told myself I was going to get off at 3:30 today, but I let the time go right by and didn't notice. But I got it done. I got the cover done, and that makes me happy. And if I'd gotten off at 3:30, I wouldn't have got it done. So
Well, there you go. I'm glad you got it done, Lisa.
I am too. I am too. And I'm so glad I picked those papers because this is perfect.
I know. Isn't that a serendipity? That's what I love about art. It just is something.
Yeah. Yeah,
It has its own voice.
it does. Thank you all for coming and being with us today. Thank you,
Yeah,
Barbara, for coming on with me. It was
you're very
way
welcome.
more fun to have you here than to be by myself.
Yes. Well, so remember next week I cannot be here because we won't have
Right.
electricity. I'm going to try to go to a coffee shop and tune in to your stream when you're on, but I won't be able to be on live.
Okay.
So
Well, if
you'll
there's
have to,
somebody else out there
somebody else,
watching that wants to be
Dana,
on with me next
yeah,
week,
somebody else come on with her.
message me and let me know, and I would love it.
Yeah.
You can private message me. Um, that'd be good. Thanks, Peg. I think they're perfect too. It just turned out. I mean, it couldn't have been any better. I mean, look at this right here, and look at this up here.
I know. I
It's
know. The colors are just, they look like they were
so,
thought of.
and look at this and that. So yeah, it's very cool. But
Dana Yates, come to Becca's.
what time does Becca start? I usually have stuff I have to do when I get off here, and so I don't usually get to watch, but I can't remember what time she starts. When I watched the video, it reminded me of the tag book Hinges by you and Tanya.
The video of Patricia Le Cafe Craft.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. What video? Well, I definitely need to I need to see if I can do that before I get off here because I think once I get off it'll be hours before I can get
Find
it
it.
on YouTube to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I may not can find it now because it's so far up in the chat, but
I'll look it up and send it to you in a message.
oh, that
Oh,
would
there
be
it is.
awesome. Thank
Teresa's giving
you.
it to you again.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go over there and look then real quick.
She already started. Becca already started.
Okay. I got it. Thank you, Teresa.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, you'll enjoy.
Okay. Well, we're going to get off then so everybody
All
can go to
right.
Becca's. Love you
Goodbye,
all. God bless
everybody.
you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Lisa.
Hey, Sue. I'm glad you were here.
Hey, Sue.
Thank you.
Watching from the balcony.
Blessings all. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, all.